Hi everyone, welcome back to Salesforce Beginner Friendly series. My name is Sahil and I'm a Salesforce consultant. In the last lesson, we learned how to navigate around Salesforce. If you remember in the first lesson, we talked about Mark and his coffee shop business, and we used that example to learn what Salesforce is and why it is so powerful for the businesses. And in today's lesson, we'll use the same story to understand what are objects and fields. If you haven't watched that video, I will recommend you to stop this video here and go back to lesson 1. If you have already watched that video, let's get started. Let's get back to Mark's coffee shop example, where he serves his customers daily. To manage his business, Mark used multiple books, one for customer information, one for menu, and one for order history. As the business grew, it became hard for Mark to manage multiple books. And that's when he got introduced to Salesforce, where it got managed everything at one place. Not only to reduce the overhead, but also it became easier for Mark to manage. Now let's pose Mark's story here. The big question is how Salesforce keep everything so neatly. The answer is objects. In Salesforce, data is not stored randomly, it is stored inside objects. In very simple words, objects are like digital registers or folders which keep everything organized. For example, one object for customer information, one object for orders, and one object for menu items. So each type of object store a unique type of data. So inside objects, we store details. These details are called fields. For example, in customer information object, the fields would be name, phone, email, etc. Object tells Salesforce what type of data to store, and fields tell Salesforce what details to store. So now you know what are objects and fields. Let's see this practically inside Salesforce. When you log into Salesforce, you will land on the sales dashboard. If you don't see it right away, you can use the app launcher to search for and open the sales app. As we mentioned earlier, each tab on the navigation bar represents an object, which is where Salesforce stores data. Let's start with the account object. Here you can see some data already stored under accounts. This view is called list view, where all the records are displayed in a table format. The columns at the top of the table are called fields in Salesforce, and the information you see under each field is called a record. So basically, fields define the type of information and records are actual data stored in those fields. To manage all your objects, we use the object managers. For that, you have to go to setup and click object manager, and here you can see a list of all objects, both standard objects like accounts, contacts, and opportunities which come ready to use, and custom objects which you can create yourself. So let's open the account object first. Here you can see the standard fields like account name, phone, and website. These fields are built in to help store common information. If you want to create a new object, you can click new in the object manager and choose either a custom object or create one from a spreadsheet. Before we create our object, let's quickly understand what a custom object is. A custom object is an object you create yourself to store information that is unique to your business. And that is something Salesforce doesn't provide you out of the box. Now let's create a custom object called menu item for Mark's Cafe. The name menu item and the plural label will be menu items. I would highly recommend to add a description. And if you scroll, I would recommend you to check these boxes, allow activities and allow reports, and also check box for allow search, and then click save. One important thing to note, every custom object in Salesforce automatically has __C appended to its name. This helps Salesforce distinguish it from standard objects. Now that we have created our menu item custom object, you will notice it comes with some standard fields like name, created by, and last modified. These fields are automatically included with every object. Next, we will create a custom field. Let's add category field and select the type as a pick list. And let's name it category. In the future, I'll explain what global value sets are. But for now, we'll just add some example values directly in the box. I'll also mark it as restricted and then click next. We won't change any of the default settings on the next screen, so let's click next again. And on the next page, we'll leave the checkbox selected and click save. Now I'll pause the video. I recommend that you create the rest of the fields shown on the screen. I have written the field types in bracket next to each one so you can follow along easily. Now that all the fields have been created in our menu item object, let's try to find out in the app launcher. You'll notice it's not there yet. That's because we need to create an application first. So go to setup, search for app manager in the quick find, and click new lightning app. Let's name our app cafe app and make sure we add a description. And leave everything else as a default. On the next screens, we'll keep the default settings and click next again. I would click next, and now we need to select which object tabs to show in our app. I'll select account. But when I search menu item, it's not there. That's because we need to create a custom tab for our custom object. Go back to setup. And search for tabs. Click new, select custom object from the list. If you want, you can also add description to this tab. Leave the default as they are. And click save. Now go back to previous window, refresh it, and you will see the menu item tab appear. Click next, and under profile select system administrator and click save and finish. Finally go to the app launcher and open the cafe app. And now you can see both the account and menu item tabs ready to use. And we'll select a list view. So we'll click new and we'll create a record. And we'll just go ahead and click save. And we'll create one more record. This page is called a lightning record page. We are seeing details of the record. Let's go back to the menu item. Let's create a new list view for our menu item object. Name menu item list. And I want all users to view this list. And I'll click save. And then I'll change filter to all records should be visible, so list view updated, and I'll pin it so every time I come to this tab I should see this list view. And let's say which columns, which fields to be displayed. Let's select is available, price, and quantity for now, and click save. And here is, you can see updated list view, and you can see there are multiple buttons here which we do not need anymore. So what we will do, we'll go to setup, object manager, we look for menu item, and on the left hand side in the object you will see list view button layout, and you will click edit, and you will uncheck everything except new and click save. Now you can refresh the page and you can see all buttons has been removed and we can see only a new button. But now the layout looks a bit distorted, everything is on the left hand side. Let's fix this. So for this we'll go back to the object, we'll click page layouts, scroll a little bit down and you see the fields are all on the left hand side. We don't need owner, so we can remove this field, and let's organize it a little bit. You can do as you want. I'm just doing it for now. We don't need related list, we don't need activity history, we can remove that, and let's click save. Now let's go back to our menu item list and refresh the page. If you don't see changes right away, just I would recommend inspect element and do the right click on browser refresh button and select the third option. And if you click new now, you get the updated UI on the screen. Let's create one more record. And right now we are inside the record page, but it's a bit distorted as well. So we gotta fix this one as well. So we'll go and click the gear icon at the top right corner and click edit page. And it will open a lightning record page builder where you build lightning record page. We don't need a related tab, so I'm gonna just remove this. And we have only details. Component, basically if you need a list view, you can select from the following components and drag and drop over there. And fields, it only when we have a dynamic form, so we don't need that right now. We don't need activity, we can remove that, but we need to change the template because the right hand side is still empty. So we'll just click here change and we'll select header and one region and click next, and we'll click done. And now it's got updated. We need to click save and activate as well. When you click activation, you have to select assign as org default for now. You can select any of the option desktop and phone and click save. And if you go back, and you see updated UI for the record page. And you see there are buttons which we don't need as well. So what we will do, we'll go back to our page layout in the object, and you will see there are some buttons listed under Salesforce mobile and lightning experience section. We'll just drop everything back. You will just keep 3 buttons: edit, delete and clone. So I'll do it quickly, and I will just click save. Now let's go back to the tab and refresh the page, and you see the button layout has been updated. Here it looks a bit empty. What we can do, we can add a compact layout where we can show few information like price and everything. Let's go to the compact layout in the object, and we'll create a new compact layout. Let's give it a name menu item compact layout. And we'll select the fields we want to display like menu item name, price, size and is available, and we'll click save. And compact layout assignment is important. We need to assign the compact layout. We'll click edit and we'll assign the one we just created right now other than system default. And now we'll go back to our previous tab and we'll click the gear icon again, click edit page, and now we are back in lightning record page builder. As you can already see, we have did the compact layout assignment from the page layout, and we will click save. We'll go back and we'll refresh the page by doing inspect. So what it does is basically clear the cache and update the UI right away. You can see the information under the menu item name. This is called compact layout. That's it for today. This is how Salesforce manages data. In the next lesson, we will learn about lookup relationships and how objects are connected to each other in Salesforce. If this video really helped you, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and please comment below. Till then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.